Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I first want to extend mine and the company's sincerest concern for the child that was injured with playing with our toy. Safety really is one of the cruxes of our mission statement. We label every toy with for age-appropriate use, and we make sure that that's clear on the packaging. But beyond that, we try to make every single toy very safe. Our company's, another of our mission statements is integrity, and I was just at our factory up in the North Pole the other day, and I had a chance to meet with the toy makers, and it was really an amazing experience because they take their work so seriously and they're so committed to providing these safe toys for all children to play with. Some of these workers from the company have been with the company and played with the toys as children on the workshop floor, and that's how they grew, and they grew up learning how to play with these toys and to be part of that. So I just wish that you could meet them all, because they're just such wonderful people and they have such commitment to the company and to the product that they make. It's also a very innovative product. This particular one here, what is important is the lifelike elements of each toy, because part of one of the things that we want to ensure is that children that don't always have an opportunity to interact with a live animal get a chance to understand exactly what that animal looks like, and they learn about it, and they learn with their parents, and they learn about nature that way. So one of our commitments too is to bringing that real world to each and every child. So it's that innovation that's also part of our company. So safety, integrity, innovation, that is really a crux of our organization, and we are, of course, working with all toy regulatory agencies to ensure that all of the information about the case and about the manufacturing and how it was all put together, that is available to everybody. I can't really talk too much about the details because it's an ongoing investigation, but I do want you all to know that we are very focused on child safety. We're very committed to that, and we will continue to look at potential design changes, but we hope that our products really provide joy and connection for everybody and for children. Really, that communication between children and parents, that they can learn about the natural environment together. So thank you very much. I'd like to take questions now.
Yes, Madam Spokesperson, I'm wondering, I didn't hear you state the name of the child, so I wonder just how committed you are to that safety. I mean, did you even notice whether they were on the naughty or nice list? And that could possibly be why they obtained an inferior toy?
Yes, thank you so much. We do, Arnie Buss was the child that was injured. We're very committed to him. I've actually met with him myself, and in the hospital, because he is in the hospital with a serious injury, and we do recognize that. And so absolutely, yes, we do. We take that very seriously. We do, and we are committed to this case and to every child that might suffer an injury when their a toy is mishandled by another child. Yes, next question.
Of the 5 different suits, or 6 different suits, is it a similar type of injury? Are they different kinds of injuries?
They appear to be something very, they all appear to be similar because we create these lifelike images. There are some sharper points on them, and so that's why we make sure that we label our products for age appropriateness. But it does seem that some small children will use this kind of as a weapon, and so it's very important that children are supervised during their playtime. That's an important element, and we don't want to give up on the natural features of the toys because it's such a critical piece of the toys that we produce. Yes.
What is the age element, the age range for this toy?
This is about 50 and above.
Well, Madam Spokesperson, you know, people of that age have trouble holding on to things sometimes. They're pointed legs, and there's no soft covering or anything on them. These are dangerous even for people 50 and above, don't you think?
That's a very good point. I know that we are going through some additional design reviews, and we will certainly be taking that into consideration. Thank you so much. Yes, in the back.
What if we want to use them to hurt other people? Is that okay?
We provide, it's really not what the toy is designed for, and we try to provide guidelines and training too on how best the toy should be best utilized. But that's a very interesting question, thank you. Yes, madam.
Have you considered selling with a helmet? You know, protective wear?
You know, I think that's a very good suggestion. I think the concern there is we want to reduce our plastic use and focus on the toy itself, and then providing the age-appropriate guidelines. Excuse me. All right, that's it for the questions. Thank you so much.
That's it, great. I'm here to evaluate Monique's speech, which was the press conference. Let me just say up front, you passed the speech, okay? Now, since you've actually done this for a living, I've seen you quoted in the Monterey Herald, for example, so it's not something you're really new at. You decided to have some fun with this speech instead, to the point that you kind of lost a lot of credibility. But it was funny. We all got a big kick out of the humor that came out of the speech. I'll start off with, first of all, several questions are asked in this particular evaluation. One of them deals with the speaker's appearance, gestures, and body movements, and those are all fine. I thought you did just as you should have with those. When I started listening to the speech, though, I expected you to be more dynamic. I thought you were a little bit weak with the opening. Well, I'll express our sincere condolences, that's it, for the poor kids. And you could have been much stronger. This company, we really regret what happened. We're doing all we can so that it doesn't happen again. We want to express our condolences to the families of the children that were hurt in this series of incidents. So, well, that was much more strong than the way you came across. So you got to come across strong to start with, or you're going to lose your credibility right off the bat. I think perhaps a subject that you could have used instead is something about Elkhorn Slough. Land use, for example. You could have brought that up. And certainly you'd be a person and would have gotten a lot of questions about the use of land and digging up areas to change the soil and so forth. And maybe if you do this again, it's tied directly to your work, because you have to do this for your work. I love the description of the horse. It was very thorough. And the one thing I would have suggested is that perhaps the North Pole comment was a little bit on the sarcasm side. And that too, I think, would have hurt your credibility in real life. That's what would have made TV. The fact that you commented that you had a store at the North Pole, and anybody seeing that on TV, you've lost your credibility totally. So I think that you were having fun with this, however. As far as answering the questions, I thought you did fine with those. You answered with some sarcasm and a couple of instances, which was funny. We all got a big joke out of it, but that's what would have made TV or the newspaper. So the bottom line is, I thought you did a fabulous job. You know what you're doing up here. You know what you're doing with answering questions about your work and so forth. And the next, if you have another chance to do this, then use it as a chance to practice the things that you do get caught up in from time to time in your work. It's a great job. I had trouble keeping from laughing.